Here we are, life with Gina, becoming a better you. How exciting it is. Today is monumental because today is the 25th episode. And that is super duper exciting. Yes, super duper exciting to be able to celebrate 25 years, 25 episodes here with Life with Gina, becoming a better you. How exciting is that? So, we are starting our 25th episode on Entrepreneur Empowerment Series.
Hello.
Hi, Claudia. We are
Hi.
starting here with Claudia. So, we will get you joining on Facebook, okay?
Right.
Send me the
Okay,
request.
great.
All right. So, we're going to have an awesome time today. I have to tell you, look at you, look so beautiful.
Oh, same to you. You look beautiful too.
So here we are, episode 25, Life with Gina, becoming a better you, here with Claudia. But let's talk a little bit about last week, right? So last week we were with Monty Lance and we were talking about adapting and growing. And he really broke it down. He let us know what he had been through in order to get to the level that he had been in his career. I got so many responses with Monty Lance. He is a big time networker. He knows what he was doing. He has his own business and he's huge on social media, and he was able to start his business through the pandemic. And he saw how opening up in the pandemic really took him to another level of success, right? So here we are today. We are again, for those that are joining, God bless everyone. We are here, Life with Gina, becoming a better you, episode 25. Pretty monumental. I mean, when I started this, I was so, like everything, right? Motivational speakers and other special speakers, they say, do something that scares you every day. And this was one of the things that scared me. It still does. I still prepare for it. I'm still super focused on it. I feel that we really have come a long way. I want to welcome everybody that is joining here on Instagram and on Facebook. If you guys hear any feedback whatsoever, let me know. But I think we got this. I think we got this squared away. You hear me well?
I hear you well.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so I want you to lower one of the, whichever you don't have, because I do hear echo here, but you guys have to let me know. Okay, awesome. So Sarah's telling me no echo on Instagram. I just need somebody to tell me no echo on Facebook so we can get started. No echo. No echo. Yay! Yay!
Do you have an echo on your end?
Do you have one on your end? I have a little one on my end, but I don't care about that echo as long as we are.
No, we're good. I think
We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, these people joining. Hi, Sophia. Sophia did my hair today.
Awesome.
Yes. I had not gone to her for a while, but I'm glad she was able to see me. She always squeezes me in. I'm always all over the place, but I'm getting better with timing.
Okay,
So
that's good.
So okay. So I see everyone joining. God bless you again, everyone. Blessings to everyone today. Today was monumental for a lot of reasons, but for me, it's monumental because we are in episode 25, and every day we are competing with ourselves. We're getting better every single day with ourselves. So I am so excited because I have my friend Claudia here, and I want to formally introduce you. Okay, formally introduce you. I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about today. And everybody knows their topic is disappointments are opportunities.
Right.
And I think during this pandemic and during everything that we've been going through, we've been trying to find different ways in how to kind of keep our head above water. So we're going to talk about different things today, how we can expand, how we can be more successful. But this is a different conversation. So my conversation with Claudia today is going to be amazing. So let me introduce you.
Okay. But first, congratulations on the 25th episode.
Thank you. So Claudia, could you imagine that? Like, I started something not knowing what I was doing, Still sometimes don't know what I'm doing, but you know, I have a great team of people helping me, but just really with a heart and a passion to help people and a heart and a passion to do something different. And, you know, God has opened the doors and so many things have really come to pass in these 25 weeks that we've been faithfully joining every single week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Now we're at Jinary Arce-Cotto. Okay, so Facebook is telling me there is a little bit of an echo. So, oh, there's no echo. Okay, Christine said there is an echo, but then I got there is no echo. Okay, so when you speak, Claudia, there's a little bit of an echo. So if Instagram, wherever you have the plug, make sure the volume is up on that. But on everything else, make sure the volume literally is off, and the volume when you scroll from the top is low, is all the way down.
Yes.
Because you're gonna still hear me as long as it's all the way down.
Right. It's Facebook is the one that is all the way down. But I can't hear that.
Facebook is all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Also, make sure that the little click on the side is on mute if you have it on your iPad.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure that when you look at this, that your volume is actually all the way down. That your volume is all the way down on here.
Okay, give me a minute.
Yep. Yeah. So if your volume is all the way down on the Facebook or wherever you don't have this. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Yes, it's 25 episodes. Soon it's gonna be 100, and time is gonna go so quickly like that.
Okay, how about now?
I think it's better. I don't hear echo on my side.
It is completely off.
Yeah, it has to be completely off.
Yes.
I think it's good. I think it's good. Guys, let me know. But listen, there's so many people joining here now on Facebook. We have Senad. I don't know if you're still on, but hey, how are you? Ronnie and Jeanette, my mom, as always, Jeanette Castillo. So many people, but hopefully towards the end, I'll be able to get to it. But I really want to get to the episode because this is good. It's awesome. It's awesome. So let me introduce you, and then I'm going to give you the floor, and it's going to be awesome. But you know what's funny? Yesterday, and I'm going to start with this. Yesterday, I get a phone call from someone that's just randomly following me, and she just happened to know me a very long time ago, and she connected with me, and she was in awe that I called her back, but I felt privileged that she was reaching out to me, right? And long story short, we started talking, and she said, listen, I might want to get into real estate. I might want to get into this and that. So I told her, make sure that on tomorrow's episode, you are on. Because you're going to hear my girl Claudia talking about what she's doing. Okay, so here we go. Claudia is a highly experienced realtor, associate and team leader of the Claudia Iona Group. Specializes in residential real estate with a focus on both Southern New York State and Northern New Jersey. Claudia is committed to providing clients with the highest levels of customer service and is continually looking forward towards the newest innovations in the industry to support her clients. Claudia is recognized for her market knowledge, valued insights, and strategic marketing programs that consistently produce impressive results. That's awesome. Throughout her career, Claudia has received several high-level achievement awards and certifications based on service, volume, and ranks, including Zillow Premier Agent, the International President's Circle, voted into the Agent Leadership Council, committee to Keller Williams. In 2019, she was named one of 5 top Latino agents. That's what I like. Latino, yes. Latino agents in Rockland County. She's one of the top Latino agents of the National Association of Hispanic Realtors. And in 2016, a panelist for the Tom Ferry Success Summit. That is amazing. Could everybody help me welcome Claudia? And you are amazing. I want you to share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you impact others. And then we could get started with the juicy conversation.
Well, thank you so much. That was a very warm welcome.
Yes.
So what can I say about myself? I'm a mother, a wife, and a daughter, a sister. Those are the first things that come up for me.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a realtor. I love to help my clients, and my goal is to help them build wealth.
Nice. That's beautiful. So I'm going to tell you one thing. Where is your headphone? Where's your headphone at? In which
Instagram.
one? Is it in Instagram or is it in Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay. So on Instagram, I want you to lower the volume halfway.
Okay.
As well. Because they're still saying that there's a little bit of an echo.
Okay. How about now?
Okay. There's like something, yeah, turn off the volume on Instagram as well.
Okay.
We're going to get this. I promise.
When
we did the test yesterday, it was amazing.
I know, it's fine.
What's going on? Let's see. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, I love that you describe yourself as a mother, as a mom, because that's one of the first things that, you know, when you look at my Instagram or my Facebook, is one of the first things that I share with people is that I am a mom. You know, I'm a mother. But okay, so you impact people by creating wealth. That's awesome. Share with us what formed you to be who you are today.
Ooh. I definitely think my upbringing, my parents, grew up in the Bronx and saw them working really hard.
Okay.
And they just instilled all those things that now I feel like I have.
Yeah.
You still hear an echo? I see you.
Yeah, I'm trying one more thing. Your silent mode, is it off or on? Your silent mode should be on.
My what? I'm sorry?
Your silent mode, like the little corner where you turn off, it should be off. You know, your silent should be on.
Yeah, it is on Facebook, but how about you want me to do it on Instagram as well?
Yeah, do it on Instagram as well. Let's see if that's...
All right, let's see.
All right. We're going to get this. I promise. We are going to get this. Okay, much better. Okay. Much better.
Okay.
Yes. All right. I know you guys are going to tell me it sounds much better and there's no echo. I promise. You can hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I can hardly hear you, though.
All right. So I'll put up my volume. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. There we go. All right. You got off of Instagram. You kicked yourself off. Let me get you again.
I brought everything down on Instagram, but I can hardly hear you. Okay. You should see it now.
Yep, I see you. I see you. All right, eventually Instagram has to open up a portal so that we can get these two platforms at the same time, like you could with YouTube and Facebook. So could you hear me? You hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you lower, but I'm good.
Okay. I promise you guys that we did this yesterday, and some people even said, oh, you guys sound great. So one of the things that, the reason why we brought you here, right, we're doing a 4-week series called Entrepreneur Empowerment Series. And when I met you, you know, I just felt so empowered speaking to you and seeing what you were doing, seeing how much of a hustler you are, seeing, you know, everything that you have done to get to where you're at today. But what happened in your life that I think transformed you to be who you are today? And I want you to kind of share with me a little bit about that.
I would say it was definitely, I was going for a job, and I thought I had the job for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of us have been there. And to my surprise, I didn't get the job.
Okay.
And it was devastating.
So you definitely thought you were gonna get the job. You were the next one online. Okay.
Yes, I thought I was going to get this job, and I was told, I'm definitely, we're going to do everything we can, and it's yours. And then, of course, I saw the notice that someone else had the job, and I literally ran to the bathroom and cried.
Wow. So you just knew without a shadow of a doubt that you were gonna get that job, and all of a sudden, boom, it didn't happen.
Yes, it was devastating. So I took whatever minutes I needed to cry about it, and then of course I called my husband, and he he couldn't even understand me because that's how bad it was. Okay.
Wow.
Finally, when I was able to say whatever I was going to say, he said, come home and we'll talk about it. And, don't worry,
Right.
we got this.
Right.
And let me just tell you, I was 34th Street, and I live in Suffern. So I don't know if anyone knows, that's a long train.
Right. Suffern, New Jersey. Or Suffern, Rockland.
Suffern, New York.
Yeah.
It was a long ride, and it was just devastating. I felt like I was trapped.
Wow.
It's kind of, I don't know if anyone has ever been there, but you have a job where you're going and you have to go.
Yeah.
But
you need
feel
the money.
miserable going in, and when you leave, it's
right.
Like you feel trapped.
Yeah.
So on my way actually to getting to Suffern, I had to pick up my car, and on my way home, I just had this moment where I said, I'm never going to let anyone determine how much I'm going to make.
Wow.
I will never feel like this again.
You just kind of make that decision in your heart that that's it. You were done.
That was it. It was never going to happen. And of course, real estate had popped in my mind, and I was thinking, and I said, I don't know what my husband's going to say. It was just one of those moments where I didn't want to go back.
Right.
That day, that was it. It was just, I was done.
Yeah. You felt betrayed. You felt like, I totally qualified for this job, and here they are giving it to somebody else, and I didn't get my opportunity.
I didn't get my opportunity. And at the end of the day, even now I look back at that moment, it wasn't about the other person that got the job.
Yeah.
I was feeling trapped.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing that I felt that could get me out of that situation where I felt trapped.
Yeah.
So I see my husband, he comes home again, I dive into the crying and devastation.
Of course. Yeah.
And I say to him, I don't want to do this anymore. I really want to, I'm going to sell real estate.
Wow.
And at that point, we had met the realtor that helped us for our house.
Okay.
And I already started dabbling, being her assistant.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you kind of know a little bit about it already.
Yes. So, of course, I went to her and I said, is there any way that, you could give me more hours? Because I'm.
So you were at that time, you were working 2 jobs So you were working a regular corporate job,
Yes.
and then you were working part-time in real estate. So even
Yes.
back then, working was not an issue for you. You were working.
No. I made it happen, and this
Yes.
is what I did. So that corporate job, it was overnight.
Oh,
It was
wow.
3 days, 12-hour shifts.
Okay. And then when did you do real estate?
In between like 4 in the morning and 7 in the morning, and
So you figured it out.
I figured it out.
But I remember you telling me that you probably had 3 gigs. You were doing 3 things. What was the third thing?
Oh my God. Well, then I started selling real estate myself.
Okay.
So I was being an admin to her, which I'm always gracious for that.
Yeah.
And at that point, so my husband tells me, honey, all you need to do is bring $300 a week, and I have the rest. Like,
wow.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And of course, soon enough, I was like, okay, I could do this. I'll make sure I'll bring the $300. He was like, anyway, I got it. Even if I have to work 2 jobs, I got you.
Yeah.
So I basically felt like I'm not trapped anymore.
Right.
And I made the decision to actually go and sell real estate.
Wow. So you were at a crossroad in your life where you were an admin for a lady that was doing real estate. You were also working overnights. Your husband is also working. Do you have children at this time?
I'm sorry?
Do you have children at this time?
Oh my God, yes, 3.
So you had 3 kids, trying to make ends meet. I mean, a lot of us find ourselves in those situations where,
Absolutely.
you don't want to depend on the government. You want to go out and get yours, right? You want to go out, you want to get your job, you want to do stuff, and you thought you were going to get a promotion. It didn't happen, and it kind of like tricked. So how important was your relationship with your husband as it relates to you going into real estate?
Oh my God, it was everything. Because my husband empowered me.
Wow.
And said, go do it. It doesn't matter what we go through. I have faith in you.
Yes.
Nothing matters. Just go do it.
Wow.
And that I felt like, oh my God, all this responsibility, but he always was like, give yourself time, because I am an overachiever.
Yes.
And I'm never satisfied. And he's like, slow down. You'll get there. It doesn't matter what we go through now. I know you're going to make it.
Wow. So I love to hear that. I read your accolades. I mean, come on, you're a hustler. You're just all over the place. You're gonna get it done, okay? You're gonna get it done.
We're gonna get it
done.
You
have gotten it done, actually.
Yeah.
You have gotten it done. But I almost hear like it's my relationship with my husband, where not every woman has that privilege. Let me just throw it out there, okay? Not every woman has that privilege where where men are secure enough to say, hey, you're awesome in what you do. You want to do something better. Go out there and do it. And you did. And, it reminds me of my husband. And I say that because I always, I dated other guys that they were like, you don't dress like that. Don't look like that. Don't, you make too much money than me. If you make more money than me, I don't want to be with you. I feel insecure. I do this. And when I met my husband, he was just kind of like, hey, do what you have to do. I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your husband was the same. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've connected as well.
Yes. My husband, I know he's probably listening to this, and I think everyone in our family knows this.
Yeah.
There is no pressure for me to come home and cook or do anything, because he just wanted me to focus on this.
Right.
And although I feel the responsibility that I have to do all these things,
right,
it's definitely never because he's pressuring me. He's like, go do what you got to do.
Yeah. So the fact that
amazing.
He didn't pressure you, you've like gone to another level.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
I remember still now, maybe like 3 years in, we were doing our taxes and we realized that I had hit 6 figures.
Yeah. Tell me about
And,
that. I
oh
really
my
wanted to ask
God.
you about that because listen, what was your role, right? It took you 3 years to hit 6 figures. There's
Yes.
people with a master's degree that are working for 35 years and never hit that 6-figure income.
I know.
Yet, okay, it was 3 years. You had that connection with your husband. What was your role to a 6-figure? Tell me what was that? Because that's big, especially being Hispanic, being a woman. You're doing this on your own. And now here you are. Talk to me about that tax day.
So maybe between the 3rd and the 4th year, I would say. 2nd year, I was like, okay, what else can I get? I've always been the person that goes out and asks anyone questions.
Yes.
So top producers, forget it. They all knew me, and I was calling and asking questions.
Yes. That's
and if I had 2 minutes of their time, I'd be fine.
Yep.
If you give me 20 minutes, great. So I did have a lot of people that were nice enough to sit down and guide me.
Yeah.
And again, I still wanted more. So I decided that I needed to go to a seminar.
Okay.
They had invited everyone. It was a Tom Ferry seminar.
Mm-hmm.
And Gina, I waited until everyone left.
Wow. You're a winner.
Because I needed to go up there and ask them, how were they going to let me get into their coaching program when I did not have the funds to get it done?
That's what I'm talking about.
Finally, I had a closing coming up, and at that point they tell me it's like $500 a month. And I'm like, oh my God, like,
I don't have that money. Yeah.
I don't have that money, and I don't even have it in the card. I mean, we were maxed out. So I do join coaching, and I get the opportunity, and that's where it all started. I left there and I was on fire. I was like, give me that book. I'm going to do everything there. And now I need to make sure that I pay for this, because I haven't even called Elvis and said,
Yeah.
I'm going to join coaching now.
Yep. Yep.
So definitely the coaching set the structure. Anything that I was missing, that was my guide.
Beautiful.
And I remember at the moment, the coach was like, what are you doing home? It's 9:30. You need to treat this like a job.
Wow.
I don't want to speak to you unless you're in your office.
Wow.
And honestly, because of that coach, I just said, okay, I get it. I'm going to run this like a business.
Yes. Yes.
I already had managed stores and retail and things like that. And like I said, my upbringing with my family, they made me learn every single thing.
So you have to tell me a little bit about your parents. So what do you think your parents instilled in you, that when, the push come to shove, when you were between the rock and a hard place, you say, you know what, I'm better than this. Tell me a little bit about that, because you didn't share with me about that.
Well, my parents always were go-getters. So
Right.
they didn't have to say it. I saw them doing it.
Yes, that's
I saw them opening a grocery store at 7 a.m. with us as kids and closing at 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Sometimes we used to do our homework in the basement.
Yep.
On milk crates.
Yep.
And, mom used to feed us or do, whatever she needed to do. And sometimes if it was slow, my mom would take us home.
Yeah.
And leave my dad closing. So, and there was no vacations. And,
right.
A lot of times people think you're privileged, if you say, well, my family had like grocery stores and things like that. But you don't realize there's I never saw them taking a vacation. There were no days off. And that was hard. And they did it for us. I am the oldest of 5.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And my father, which I'm very proud of, and I hope he's listening, you know, he built everything that he has on real estate.
Wow.
You know, he started with the grocery stores.
Right? It's important for us to share about the parents is because what you do as a parent, your children will eventually emulate. You know, so here you are as a child doing homework on milk crates. You see your parents working. They don't have to tell you, but they're doing it. It's kind of like my mom, you know, she taught me how to fear God. She taught me how to have a relationship with God. She taught me how to be the passionate person that I am today, which is what your parents did to you. And I just want to instill that with people when I talk to you. I'm like, oh my God, I got to remember that whatever I do, our children are going to follow.
Totally. And you know what? Even the leadership.
Yeah.
I am a leader, but I've always been a leader. My mother was like, you're the oldest. You need to take care of your brother and your sister.
Yep.
And there's no discussion. I used to walk like 2 long blocks to take them to school. Yeah. And my mother used to be like, okay, remember. Yeah. Nothing is good. You keep on going that same path that I gave you, and you guys get to school and you're going to be fine. You're responsible. Yes. Yeah. You know, I kind of wanted to go back a little bit to share a little bit about the parents, but I still want you to tell me about your road to 6 figures. So you were in it. You were 3 years, okay? You're doing your taxes. You look down and you're like, oh my God, I made 6 figures. Elvis and I were like crying. Yeah. So this is the first time that we're like, you know, of course, you have to pay taxes for this money. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But we were not feeling that pain. We were walking out of there like, wow, look what we've done. Yeah. And I say we because of his support and always being there and not letting anything get in the way. Yes. That's why I was able to achieve this. Wow. It was less stress. I didn't have to worry about anything. Right. But just go to work. Yeah. And then later on, when I needed help, he actually then went to get his license. He did? Yes. You didn't tell me that part when we spoke. So yes. Is he doing real estate with you now? Yes, he's licensed in New Jersey. Beautiful. That's awesome. So he encouraged you, and then in return you encouraged him, and now you guys are both. He likes to say, he doesn't like to say I encouraged him. He likes to say that I made him get the license. Whatever it takes. I made him get the license, so I was like, it's either you get the license or I have to pay somebody to help me. Yeah. And then of course he was like, okay. Yeah. So the work that you have done, how long you've been in real estate right now? Close to 9 years. Close to 9 years. And 3 years out of the 9 years, you went into the 6 figure. Now you have assistants. Now you have a group. You have people that are in your team. In a short, 9 years is really a short amount of time if you think about it. Number 1 in 2019. I see it's so long, like. Yeah. Just so that you know, I feel like, oh my God, it's been an eternity. It's not all great. There's the struggles, like, of course. I did great on my own, and then I wanted to build a team, and that was a learning curve. Yes, of course. And I'm still learning. Yeah. And I'm still finding coaches that will get me there. Yes. To be able to expand the way I want to. Yeah, so exciting what I hear from you, Claudia. We've spoken a few times already. I feel just such an honor where God is taking us and the people that he's connecting us with. But one of the things that I think I connected with you the most was having a husband that inspires you and is confident, to the road to 6 figure. It's kind of like, oh my God, I graduated. I got 2 bachelor's degree. I went to get my master's degree. There was people in social work with master's degree making less than half of 6 figures.
okay, with a master's degree. So that for me, and I know exactly what you're talking about, because that for me was just like, oh my God, like I arrived, but it wasn't that I arrived. There was the road to get there, that there is nothing impossible for God. You know, I always have to bring that in, because if you do the work, it talks about in Deuteronomy 8:28 that God has given you the ability to create wealth. And here you are, you know, in a disappointment of a time where you were 100% supposed to be in that job. They didn't give it to you, and you took that disappointment and turned it into an opportunity and say, you know what? I'm connected with this lady that's doing real estate. What am I going to do now? Maybe I should do real estate. You know, you go, you run to your husband. Your husband says, wow, that's amazing. Let's do it. Now he's doing it to help you, which is amazing. But it's really those struggles that we go through, that God is just telling us, listen, you're going through the struggle because I want to take you to another level. You're going through the struggle because I want to give you more. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. I think that a lot of people that are listening to us, that's where a lot of people get stuck. That's where a lot of people say, I can't do it. It's too much. Maybe I should lay back. Maybe I shouldn't go forward. Maybe I should look at this. And, you know, some people look at struggles and they say, that means I need to stop. No. That means that the obstacle, you're there, you might need to go to a different direction, but it's going to be a better direction. It's going to be a direction that's going to bless you, not curse you. It's going to be a direction that's going to take you to another level. And that's what I'm hearing from you. And that's what I loved when I connected with you. And when I started talking to you, that I was like, oh my God, you know, this is amazing. Tell me a couple of things, how real estate has changed your life. For people out there that maybe want to do something different, people want to connect with you. I mean, I gave them,
I mean, and I want to say this, it doesn't have to be real estate.
Right.
What I learned with this was that I didn't have to be so miserable and unhappy.
Yeah.
You know, and you just, sometimes there's a lot of things that you think about doing and you just don't push through.
Yes.
And yeah, it's going to seem like, oh my God, you know, can I do this?
Yeah.
And yes, you can do it. You just have to believe that you can, and you will.
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry, because now
So
I'm
how
like,
real estate, how do you think real estate changed your life?
oh, it did change our lives. My family's life. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have 3
with your children. Yeah.
Yes. So of course, that's where you feel it the most. So I have 3 children. Audrey is my oldest, Priscilla and Ethan. And Priscilla's 25, Ethan is 17, and Audrey's 28. So of course, the girls didn't have the lifestyle that Ethan has.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not about being spoiled.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was just not having it at all.
Right. Right.
There was just things that I wanted to do with my girls, like put them in ballet and put them in sports. And that was hard for us.
Yeah.
They're 3 years apart. So of course, what I did with one, I had to do with the other.
Of course.
Or I don't know if it's a Spanish thing.
Yeah, probably a Spanish thing, but whatever. I understand what you're saying.
And my girls do. My girls see Ethan now, and he's like, you have no idea, like, you're so spoiled. It's not, I don't feel that it's about being spoiled. I just have the opportunity to be able to do more because we were in a better situation financially.
Yeah.
And of course, I get to help them in different ways now, but sometimes I get really choked up when I realize that I couldn't give that to them.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to make that up somehow to them.
Yeah.
And I do. I'm sure.
I'm sure you have.
It did give us a little bit of more freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're determined that we're going to build our wealth this way.
Right. Right. And I know, like, you know, and it's funny, like, I laugh when people say, you know, money's not important. when people say things like that, it's just like, you're so silly, you're so ignorant. You know, obviously God is more important, health is more important than money. I mean, come
Of
on.
course.
You know, that's a given. And if it's not a given, I'm sharing it with you. Obviously all those things are more important, family is more important, you know, but money is a major is a major thing that we use in order for us to live in this life. You know, we're no longer trading chickens, you know. We get what we need with money. We give to our children what they need, the colleges that they go to, the schools that they go to. I mean, I remember getting this house, and it just consequently, it was 9 years ago. This July I got this house. And I remember that one of the main reasons, and what really motivated me, was I want to put Jessany, my oldest, into a better school. I want to give her the ability of doing for her to do what I didn't do, you know. And I remember speaking to my husband and telling my husband, you know, even though we moved to where we moved to, you know, and we have a house and it's a better school district from where we were, I think we need to put in private school. And we did. And because of the resources, and we moved because of the schools, and then we ended up paying taxes for the schools and put in a private school. But anyway, that's another story, right? And we learned that, yeah, it's the resources that you have because you're an entrepreneur, because you're doing more than one thing. You know, at one point you were doing 3 things. Right now you're just doing real estate, but you still want to open up offices. You want to do, you know, you're doing it at a different level, and every day you look at different things that you could get better at. And that's what we're talking about here in these episodes, where, you know, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you own a business, whether you just have a job, and not just a job. I mean, to have a job nowadays is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with jobs. But for some people, they want the freedom of being able to control something. But with that control also comes a lot of responsibility. Also comes a lot of focus. Also comes a lot of, you know, finding coaches. As you have said, you had to find coaches, even in the level that you are now, that you're in a different level in Keller Williams. Now you want to open up outlets, right? You need coaches to get there. So I just want to encourage people. Yeah. I want to encourage people that are listening to me today. You know, Claudia didn't get to where she's at just because, you know, she did. She got the people, the resources, the training. She went to the conferences. She read the books. She connected. She sacrificed. I'm staying to the end because I'm going to figure it out, right? That's what you did. I'm staying to the end. I don't got the money, but they're going to see how hungry I am, and they're going to figure it out with me, and I'm going to get it done, to the point that you ended up being a panelist, right? From knocking on their door and saying, give me an opportunity, to, I am going to train the people with you because you got so good. And that's what I want to encourage people today, that you would create it with uniqueness. You will create it with your own fingerprint. You will create it to do something great in this life. You know, maybe you're in a dead-end job. Maybe you want to get another job. Maybe you should be the manager and you're afraid to apply for management. Maybe you should be the supervisor and you're afraid because you think they're going to say no. Do it anyway. If they say no, keep on trying. You keep on trying. And that's what I see from you. And that's why I love so much from you when I speak to you, because I see your hunger, and I see your relationships. I'm very big on God, family, then business. And that's what attracted me from you. You know, I see that your husband answered here. He's like, you're the best. Elvis did answer. Hi, Elvin. Elvis, I haven't met you yet, but I will meet you, right? He says, you are awesome, Claudia. You were born to lead. That's what your husband is saying, right? I'm sure my husband is saying the same, but my husband's not into social media. I'm like, I gotta drag him. But he did join. He did join Facebook. I saw Jay Cotto there. But yeah, I mean, these are the things that we're learning. You know, what kind of advice, Claudia, could you give people that that want to start their own business, or that just are in the crossroad in their life right now, right? I have a lot of people joining that. They call me. They're in a crossroad right now. Either they have a business and they haven't really focused on it. Either, you know, they want to start a business. Maybe they want to start something part-time, or they need to do something different in their lives. And they're like, guide me, talk to me. What would you say?
I would say you have to take the initiative.
Yes.
You know, and it has to be something. I will say this. It is very true. And I know that everyone usually says, you have to love it. And my explanation of why you have to love it or want it that bad, because then you won't feel the 15 hours that you have to work for it.
Oh, talk to me, somebody. Talk to me.
You won't, it will be, I remember when I first started doing real estate and I would put the listings, everybody would go to sleep and I'm still here.
Yep.
Putting in the information on the listing.
Okay. Okay.
And it would be all night. And my husband would come down and I'm like, I just had to submit the listing.
Yes.
Something that now I can do in 20 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm letting you know. It's going to seem hard. It's not going to be easy. But it has to be something you love because you have to get past that threshold.
It's really finding your destiny. I think in and oh my God, this is awesome. So, you know, I think really when you find your destiny, I think when I started doing these lives, I scared, and I'm being real transparent with you guys, as scared as I am every single week and praying to the Lord, I hope people get touched. I hope, you know, things work out and that I say the right things and that God, you could guide my words and give me wisdom. I do it anyway because is that stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
That gets you to the level that God wants you to be in. And I think that a lot of people are afraid, as I am as well, right? You actually
we
just
are afraid.
Yeah, you actually introduced a new platform for me that I'm gonna start using, and I'm like, I don't know, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it's just another avenue so you could get better. And what happens is that God starts expanding your mindset. Sometimes you think that what you're doing is so much. No, God is stretching you. Yes. Right? So then you almost what became uncomfortable becomes comfortable. What took you 3 hours before only takes you 20 minutes. So then God is like, wait a minute, now she has 2 hours and 40 minutes. What else can she do?
Exactly. And it's funny because that's exactly what happens. It's like, what else can I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a perfect topic. So I'll share a little bit.
Yep.
I've been thinking about a podcast forever.
Beautiful.
And I was afraid.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have to get this done.
Yes.
And the name and everything, it's just there. I have it. It's like, I know how much more work I have to do.
Yep.
And I put it down and I said, okay, when it gets slow, I just got to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So I have recorded 2 episodes and I'm like, I need to do 2 more.
Yes. I'm so excited.
And then I'm going to launch it.
Yeah.
And you just need to push yourself. It's uncomfortable.
Yes.
I was recording and deleting and I'm like, oh my God, what I got myself into.
I've been there. I'm still there.
But guess what's the name?
Talk to me.
Claim Your Throne.
Oh,
the
that's
journey
beautiful.
to pursuing what's yours.
Wow. Somebody
So
needs to hear that, Claudia. Somebody needs to hear that.
That's it. It's claim your throne. You have to be the one to say, this is what I'm going to do.
Nice.
That's my chair.
Yes. Yes. Claim your throne. Girl.
And then it's your journey. It's your journey.
You're getting me pumped up.
It doesn't have to be anybody else's journey. That was magical for me.
Yes.
So I told you I was working for this top producer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, but she knows who she is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be like her. I have to be myself.
I love it.
And I have to do my journey.
Yes.
Because if you are stuck trying to do it like somebody else does it,
yep. Mm-hmm.
It's not the same.
It's not.
And you cannot grow.
So powerful.
Because you can't be that other person.
Yep. Yeah.
I had to learn that.
And you are the best Claudia than any Claudia could be. I promise you.
That's it.
You know, and
you are the best you.
Yeah, you have to, you know, that was one of the reasons why, girl, that podcast, okay, you better tag me on it when it comes out. All right?
Yes, I will.
You know, because I'm like, I want to hear it. Like, what? I want to clean my throne. You know, it's kind of like when I started my podcast too, the Prevail Point, right? We are in our
Yes.
32nd episode. And I I looked at my husband, and you know, everybody knows here I have a few businesses with my husband. I do a few things, you know, I still work, I still do many things, and they're like, how do you do it all? I'm like, I figure it out, you know, I don't know, I mean, figure it out.
This is
But
it right here.
yeah. But then I started, when I started doing the lives and I started doing the podcast and I wrote the book, right? That was like the most uncomfortable feeling I've ever had in my life. And now God is calling me to write another book. And I'm like, great, God. But listen, I'm not upset at God. I'm just like, if you're telling me to do it, then you're giving me the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom to do it. And it's just an amazing feeling to see where God is taking us. But I told my husband, I said, I think for like, since the book came out and even before that, which was 2019, July of 2019, I think I've been working every single day 12 to 15 hours and doing something, right? Doing something. It's just like, okay, like I have to book it, babe. Okay, it's time to go in the spa now because this is what my schedule says, and I want to spend time with you. I want to spend time with the girls. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it's what you're saying. That's what I thought about when I started doing this live, is becoming a better you, becoming a better version of yourself, because we get so bowed down with comparing ourselves. We get so bowed down with being like that preacher or that pastor or that real estate person or that, you know, or that business person. No, they did it this way, I want to be like that. And we try to smile like them and dress like them and be. No, you gotta find your style. You gotta find what makes you want to stay up for 15 hours and not get tired, right? And I gotta, you know, thank my mom. My mom was always on here, but I want to thank her because she instilled in me so much confidence, Claudia. She instilled in me, like, Gina, you're beautiful. Just because she said it didn't mean that, oh my God, I think I'm beautiful. You could do anything you want to do. I had to learn that. I had to dress myself in what God was already telling me, right? I had to believe it. And that's what you did. You took that time and you said, you know what, I'm not doing this. They didn't pass me up, too bad for them. And God knows what he did, because you would probably still be making 45,000 or 50,000 if that was what the job gave you. Here you are, multiple six figures. Nobody's counting your pennies because you work for that. Okay. Multiple six figures, doing what you need to do. Your husband is behind you. Your daughters are so proud of you, Claudia. So don't ever think that they're not, because they are.
Oh, I know that they are.
And let me tell you, my daughter, Destiny, we always fighting. She'll tell you, you know, because it's like,
that's what we do with the girls. I don't know.
I talk to her. I'm like, no, you're better than that. You could do. No, mommy, you don't understand. Oh, I understand. I'm just not gonna get into what you're going through because you're better than that. And she gets upset at me because she thinks that I'm not listening to her. I am. I'm just seeing her as God sees her. Like, that's what we do as parents. We stretch them, right?
They appreciate it. We appreciate it later on. My mother used to do it to me too, and I was like, okay, whatever. And now I do it to my daughters, and I'm like, you know, you're better than that.
Yeah.
You can do more than that.
Yeah. So
we need that.
That's an amazing advice that you could give to people to become who they were created to be. I mean, I gotta get some little thumbs up with that. Okay. And you guys gotta tell me, type it up in Facebook and Instagram, become who God created you to be. You know, become who you are created to be, not somebody else.
Right. You have the courage to be yourself.
Have the courage to be yourself. That's amazing.
Because sometimes we don't want to show that. And you do. You have to have the courage to be yourself.
That's awesome.
And you're not going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
But you need to be yourself so that you can attract the people that love you no matter what.
Beautiful. I love it because we always trying to be like the Joneses. No.
Right.
You were created to be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. Come on, people. Here we are, man. That's amazing. So we are almost done. I want you to share with people how they can find you. How can they follow you on Facebook, on Instagram? You do a lot of lives. You talk a lot about some really deep things on your Instagram. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you
but
a few
I'm not
minutes
like
to talk to me.
Jina. I
Well,
just go live sometimes.
that's because you have the courage to be yourself. All right.
Exactly. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So you can definitely Claudia Inoa on Facebook, Claudia Inoa on Instagram. And soon I will launch the podcast,
Yes.
Claim Your Throne. And I will definitely be inviting everyone and marketing. And
Yes.
I'm really excited about that. That's
I
putting me in the uncomfortable seat.
the story of my life. Claudia, thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You were gonna say something else.
No, and just the other thing is my number, 845-406-7197. Call me anytime.
For business purposes, people. Okay.
And if you are sitting in that chair and you are really uncomfortable and you hate your job and you want to go to the bathroom and call me, go ahead, call.
That's so sweet, Claudia. I think that you are such a great resource, and that's what we're providing here in Life with Jina is resources for people, is for people to, real estate is not a cup of tea for everybody, but for some people it might be. And
Right.
as you know, I have my real estate license. Like, what don't I have, right? But I did it to buy my house and get paid for it.
That's a whole other story. You have to do a live just on that.
I'm
That's
like,
intention
God,
right there.
yeah. But that's amazing, Claudia. You have been really such a pleasure to
Oh,
just
thank you.
connect with. You've been such a pleasure to have here. You brought a completely different dynamic, and people need to understand, you don't have to be hyper and crazy like me. You could be nice and collected and still kill it. All right, you can
You
still
can kill
kill
it.
it.
You can
Yeah.
do it.
You could, like I'm trying to match your calmness, and I'm like, nah, I can't be like that. I'm a little hyper, I can't. But that's what works for you, and that's what works for me, and that's the beauty of connecting with different people, different personalities, but understanding we all have the same journey to get to where
Yes,
God wants us to be.
absolutely. And I
That's
just want to say,
amazing. Yeah.
your book definitely was a connection for me. It was just like, okay, I need to meet this lady.
Oh, you're
So
gonna make me cry. Stop. My eyes, my makeup.
congrats on your book and
Thank
all
you.
your success. Many blessings.
Mwah. Thank you so much. I get some hand
Thank you
claps
so much.
here. That is amazing, Claudia. I mean, we definitely will stay connected. So much that we're doing together now, and so many doors that God is opening. We definitely have to grab a cup of coffee with our husbands. I'm
Of
sure they're
course.
gonna connect very well. Those two, I could see it right now. I'm gonna slap both of them.
There you go.
It's just an expression, Elvis. I'm not gonna slap you, but
Don't worry. He's like, okay, yeah, another person that is.
yeah, now another one. But listen, it is such an awesome opportunity for people to realize that there's so much more out there. So I am gonna let you go. God bless you. Everybody knows how to connect with her, and I'm gonna continue going because I want to share with you what we're doing next week. Claudia, this was awesome. Like, I am really jumping off my seat. I want to hear your podcast. I want to really tag me because I want to put it on my story when it happens. And I'm going to tag
Absolutely, I
other
will.
people so they could know to listen. You need to be sitting on your throne. And if you don't know where your throne is, you need to listen to this podcast. So I'm
Absolutely,
really,
that's all
really
it's about.
excited. Everybody here is saying thank you for sharing. I'm gonna hang up with you, and we're gonna keep on going because I want to talk about a couple of things. So many
Yes,
blessings.
sure.
Nobody leave. I'm
Thank you
not done
so
yet.
much, everyone, for
Yes.
joining.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Oh my God. This is amazing. I am like so at awe with this podcast. I mean, this live, because you could see the different personalities. You could see what we're doing, how we're doing it, but at the same time, we all were created for greatness. in our own different way. We were created to do something different, and our goal is finding it. You know, for some people that are listening to me today, maybe it's just being a mom right now. I remember when I had just given birth 9 years ago, with my second child, I felt like I was stuck a little bit. You know, for some people, it might just be getting a promotion in your job. For some people, it might be, you know what, that's it, I'm starting my own business. For some people, is I'm gonna do something on the side on top of doing my job. But whatever it is for you, maybe it's starting ministry. Maybe it's saying, you know what, that's it. God has been calling me to sing. God has been calling me to preach. God has been calling me to do whatever it is that God has been calling you to do. And you've been in your comfortable seat, and you need to get out of that seat and sit in the uncomfortable seat so that you could get to the next level. So listen, what we're talking about today, disappointments are opportunities, and you need to understand that they are. There's so many people here, you know, on Instagram and on Facebook, that I just want to share the blessing of God. You know, everything I do, I have to talk about God because it's all about him all the time anyway. But Claudia was just amazing. But listen to this, next week, we are having entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. I got to read this because his name is Miles Ramboy. Miles Ramboy. He's amazing. Oh my God, I can't wait. I know I say that, and my sister makes fun of me. And you always saying you're amazing. I know I got to increase my vocabulary, but that's my, you know, that's my throne. Okay. But he's really good. He's speaking about own your time next week. He's talking about own your time. This guy is a master networker, connector, and founder of his SGU consulting firm. Okay, he does IT. He did IT at one point for the government. He did many things. His resume is extremely impressive. And what I want to share with you guys is that he's going to be with us next week. You cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. He is going to talk about owning your time. So have you ever thought about how do entrepreneurs do it? You know, how is it that somebody owns the house? How is it that that pastor has that big church? Or how is it that people are just in another level in their lives and you can't get there? Where next week, he's going to be talking about owning your time. He's going to be talking about how is it that not just multitasking, because you don't multitask, you kind of just got to schedule things out, right? You got to, this from 8 to 10, this is what I'm doing. From 10 to 12, this is what I'm doing. And a lot of us do not own our time. A lot of us are all over the place. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. And he's going to talk about exactly what he did and why he's so successful now with his own firm. He has two beautiful children, married, and you're going to get a lot out of him. So I want to get a little bit of thumbs up. Let me see. Did you guys enjoy this? Was this good? You know, give me a little thumbs up. Give me a comment on what this is, what's going on here. But I'm just excited. Today, I was pumped up. I was juiced up. I was motivated because I'm like, you know what? As the world is focused on TV, I'm focused on my future. Because at the end of the day, nobody's knocking on your door to pay your bills. That's great. We're getting a stimulus here or there, but one stimulus once a year cannot support you. You need to go do what you got to do for you and your family. You need to go and become the better version of yourself. You need to go and be who God has created you to be. So I'm really excited about what God is doing and where he's taking us. So do not miss it next week, 7 o'clock. We are going to be at Jinary Cotto and at Jinary Arce-Cotto on Facebook. I know we've been having a little bit of issues with echoing, but we do get it resolved. Eventually, we will have a platform that we can share in both. But I just see there's so many of us, you know, some of us have Facebook, some of us Instagram, but at the end of the day, we are looking to get better. So God bless you, everybody that's listening. I see some people just joined. Bobby, if you're listening to me, how are you? There's so many people that just joined. Liz, Walter, Jeanette, Yvette, God bless you, sweetheart. Norby, God bless you. Maria, how are you? So many people that are really listening and getting to a better place, to where they want to be. You know, if there's no positivity in your life, if there's nothing going on in your life, you're just dying. You're just, you know, existing instead of living, instead of becoming the better version of yourself. and compete with who you were yesterday. No one know else. We're not with anyone else, but with who you were yesterday. So God bless you. As always, I will finish on Instagram first and then on Facebook. And, you know, if you guys have any questions, you want to DM me, if you want to message me, remember, I have my podcast, The Prevail Point. You could subscribe in Anchor, in Spotify, or in Google. We are on a 30-second episode. It was really amazing. Last week's podcast was talking about, are you in expectancy for 2021? You have to go listen to it. We have our YouTube account, Jinary Arce-Cotto. Go look at all the motivation videos. If you want to catch up on the different lives, on the different things that we're doing. I was talking to my mom today and I was telling her, Ma, we need to do a live together. Like, I'm missing the connection that I have with you. And she's laughing, but people love her. I know that for sure. And all the other platforms, my Twitter account, Jinary Arce-Cotto, my Facebook, Jinary Arce-Cotto, my author, Jinary Cotto. Go like it, because, you know, eventually I'm going to start doing the lives from the author account. I have to get more of the business going on. But guys, I'm doing this so that we can all get better. I'm doing this so that we can all reach a different level in our lives. We can do it. We can all do it. God bless you. Many blessings to you. So goodbye to Instagram first. All right. That's beautiful. That's awesome. Do you guys enjoy it today? We have some people here from India. God bless you. Hi, Elvis. Claim your throne and stay hungry. This live was awesome. Thank you, Elvis. We need to go grab a coffee with my husband and we need to go make this happen. Okay, Jonathan Castro, so many people. God bless you all. Let's make it happen. Let's get this done. And we are going to become better than we were yesterday. Bye.